people say, well, let's have a party. Let's go partying tonight. Okay. Is this partying going to be constructive or non-constructive? In many cases, it's very toxic among non-white people, particularly in the Northwestern Hemisphere, because we have been taught to have, systematically taught to have parties that are toxic. Now, what do I mean by toxic? I mean things happen in many, many, many so-called partying situations, a form of entertainment that we all enjoy. But traditionally, over the years, many of these forms of entertainment that we have are non-constructive. Why? Where's the evidence? The yellow tape fluttering in the wind at 3 o'clock in the morning, with law enforcement radios crackling in cars with the doors open, and 2 or 3 bodies lying in the street, and one on the porch, and maybe a couple in the house where they're having the party. Now, this happens over and over and over and over again. Now, is this the nomenclature for a party? I mean, but too often, this is the result. People go to parties to have what they call a good time, and then the good time turns out to be a whole bunch of regrets. So maybe we need to examine every facet of what we call a party. I mean, it's not just the balloons. Let's just look at, what we eat, what we drink at a so-called party, and the conversation that goes on at a so-called party, and all of the activities. Let's just make a list of the ingredients that goes into a typical black party. All right? I mean, a real serious, typical black party, where it's going to be maybe 4 or 5 dozen people, or, a couple of hundred people maybe. Just let's examine it in detail and see how much of it is actually constructive and how much is non-constructive, and be honest about it. See? And what am I talking about? I'm talking about health, just in one area of activity, how we entertain ourselves, including how we talk to each other at a party, and what we think is funny. If somebody starts making jokes, all right, and how it all winds up, because too many of them wind up with the pop, 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 pop of 9mm pistols. And sometimes it attracts people who have another agenda that's not healthy.